Thursday, May 21st, from an undisclosed location that is easily discoverable through an internet search, this is Mason Brown's Week in Review. Our top story, the first human results from Moderna's coronavirus vaccine have been called promising. No one got autism. Of the group of 8 people who got the vaccine, all 8 got antibodies to the virus. Unfortunately, none of the 8 of them got jobs. On Monday, President Trump revealed his personal approach to fighting the virus.
And a lot of good things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine.
When?
Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. What do you have to lose? Okay, what do you have to lose?
What does he have to lose? Well, his life, for one thing. It's known to give some patients fatal heart arrhythmias, but, by all means, keep taking it. Some people speculate that Trump was lying. What? And I have to say, I just don't believe that any responsible doctor would prescribe the hydroxy to Trump. But I do believe he's had some of these every day, and it's an easy mistake to make. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi responded to Trump's shocking admission with a remarkable display of concern.
What's your reaction to the president saying that he's now taking hydroxychloroquine?
He's our president, and I would rather he not be taking something that has not been approved by the scientists, especially in his age group and in his, shall we say, weight group, what is morbidly obese, they say.
Is it getting cold in here? Because check the window, because I think that Nancy Pelosi just drew the shade. Can we get an internet ruling on how she did? Yep, that is dancing pallbearer level snarkiness. Well played, Pelosi. Some critics are complaining that Pelosi is fat-shaming the president, further confirming her assertion that he's pretty fat. Some of these jokes are cheap shots. But what do you want? How much are you paying for the show? You want classy? Take a virtual tour of the Louvre. Ooh, boobies. Ooh la la. A Maryland bar, Fishtails, has made social distancing inner tube tables for patrons. The inner tube tables are fully mobile, but force patrons to stay 6 feet apart. The DNC is considering issuing one to Joe Biden. Hospitals in Brazil are near collapse thanks to the coronavirus. To be fair, they weren't super great to begin with. Little known fact, surviving patients come out of Brazilian hospitals with no pubic hair. A Canadian Air Force jet doing a flyover to boost morale during the pandemic has crashed, killing one pilot and destroying a house. So yeah, that was probably a real morale booster there. The ironic crash sheds a window into how the Canadian national anthem should be sung. Oh, Canada. In Cameroon, megachurch pastor Franklin Nadifor has died from COVID-19 just days after he laid hands on hundreds of worshipers while claiming that he could cure the virus. So I'm guessing his claims were incorrect. But don't try telling his parishioners that. Police had to be called in to retrieve his body because mourners were trying to resurrect him through prayer. In case you were curious, those prayers also did not work out. But don't dismiss faith too quickly. Will Carroll, the drummer for the band Death Angel, says he met Satan during his near-death coronavirus coma. According to Carroll, Satan is a woman, and she wasn't nearly as cool as he thought. While in hell, she turned him into a Jabba the Hutt-like monster and made him vomit blood until he had a heart attack. After such a terrifying near-death experience, Mr. Carroll is not surprisingly planning on making some major lifestyle changes, such as quitting hard drugs and alcohol, and instead only drinking beer and eating edibles. Pretty sure that's what Jesus would do if Jesus were in a death metal band. I don't think he was. In other news, 2 dams in Michigan have breached following days of heavy rain, prompting 10,000 people to be evacuated. Damn! Oh, that's a bad joke. Elon Musk revealed his plans for a 1,000,000-mile battery. I'm still going to wear that shit out, said one quarantined woman eyeing her sex toy collection. During a ceremony for the unveiling of the new Space Force flag, President Trump revealed that we have some very powerful new weaponry at our disposal.
We have, I call it the Super Duper Missile.
The Super Duper Missile! Wow, that's what we're calling it? That doesn't just sound stupid. That sounds super duper stupid. In Virginia, 2 shoplifters were caught on tape robbing a convenience store wearing watermelons for masks. Why? We're in a pandemic. You can wear masks now without attracting any attention. But you can't wear a watermelon on your head. People notice. It's a watermelon. Not surprisingly, they've been caught already. A runaway tiger was filmed getting captured by a man with a lasso in Mexico.
Un tigre. Es un tigre. Dios mío. Pero ¿cómo lo van a agarrar? No sé.
I knew things were getting bad in Mexico. I had no idea it was turning into Florida. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has fired the Inspector General Steve Linick, who was probing into Saudi arms sales that were used to bomb Houthi civilians in Yemen. Linick was also looking into how Pompeo was using staffers as family dog walkers and general errand boys. But, according to Pompeo, quote, it's simply not possible for this to be an act of retaliation. End of story. So, there you have it. It can't possibly be retaliation. End of story. You know what is possible? Pompeo could be lying, because that'd probably explain a lot. Super cyclone Amphan has hit India and Bangladesh with 120-mile-an-hour winds and 17-foot waves. If it were any stronger, it would be a super-duper cyclone. Lesotho's Prime Minister Thomas Thabane is resigning due to pressure from him being a suspect in his ex-wife's murder. Thabane hasn't been charged officially yet because his lawyer argued that his position as Prime Minister granted him immunity from prosecution. And according to Donald Trump, now that's executive privilege. Megan Fox and Brian Austin Green have called it quits. So if you ever wanted to date Megan Fox, well, you still can't because of the quarantine. Oh, Gavin Newsom cock-blocking me with his stay-at-home orders. This close. This close. Me and Megan. A new study finds that Antarctic penguins release an extreme amount of laughing gas in their feces, which is why the Mason Brown Week in Review is best viewed on the Ross Ice Shelf. On to sports. Usain Bolt has become a new father of a baby girl. And reflecting back on the magical evening of conception, his partner Casey Bennett said that he really is the fastest man in the world. Hey-o! South Korean soccer team FC Seoul resumed play on Sunday. Thanks to virus fears, there were no human fans in attendance, but some of the stadium seats were filled with sex dolls. According to a mortified club official, Lee Ji-hoon, he'd been assured that the dolls were, quote, premium mannequins. Well, let me tell you, Lee, as a guy who's fucked a lot of mannequins, it's worth paying for premium. Don't try to fuck the non-premium mannequins. That is a world of pain. World of pain. New York's Nassau County has opened up for tennis with some conditions.
Unless they're from the same household, has to bring their own tennis balls so that you don't touch other people's tennis balls with your hands. You can kick their balls, but you can't touch them. I'm going to blush, sorry.
Nassau County has issued no guidelines on whether someone dipping their balls into your mouth like a tea bag would be permissible, but presumably it's frowned upon. Still, with the new emphasis on ball kicking, tennis is expected to receive a huge uptick in popularity among the German leather gimp demographic. Oh, so valuable. Well, that's the week in review. For Mason Brown, I'm Mason Brown saying, stay safe, America. Wash your hands. Use a safe word. Don't die.